Welcome back to No Filter MMA. I'm up early this morning, y'all. All right, so there was rumors circling that Montana De La Rosa was gonna fight Paige Van Zandt, but I guess that's not the way that the UFC wanted to go. I think they wanted to give Paige an easier fight, which I think they did give Paige an easier fight. But anyways, so Montana De La Rosa is set to fight Mara Romero Borella. Now, this is an interesting fight. They're both coming off of losses. They're both coming off of losses. You know, they're coming off of losses. They're coming off of losses in the losses that could have propelled them both forward. Okay, let me put it like that. Actually, Borella is coming off, had two losses that threw her back. She lost to Kayla Chukagian, who's now fighting for the belt, and she lost to Lauren Murphy, versus Montana De La Rosa only lost to Andrea KGB Lee in the UFC. So both the wins, if Borella would have beat Murphy and De La Rosa would have beat Andrea Lee, they probably would be fighting each other anyways. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a matchup that's like, okay, well, they might have been fighting each other if they won their last two fights, But, okay, so my assessment of this fight is, Borella got knocked out by Lauren Murphy with a knee to the face. She got knocked out by Lauren Murphy. I feel like for Borella, Borella does a lot of things well. You know what I'm saying? She does a lot of things. So she's a very good, very well-rounded fighter. She's a good striker. She has decent grappling. You know what I'm saying? She's a solid opponent. But I feel like for Borella, she's gonna be looking for redemption. She's gonna be looking to go in here and finish, Montana De La Rosa, because I'm sure in her mind, she thinks that Montana De La Rosa is probably an easy fight. You know what I'm saying? Girls like, Lipsky and De La Rosa and Robertson, you know what I'm saying? People think those are easy fights. You know what I'm saying? Those are not easy fights. So, I'm pretty sure she's looking for redemption. She's probably looking to go in here and try to knock Montana De La Rosa out. But as we switch over to Montana De La Rosa, of course, she had some things to work on from that fight with Andrea KGB Lee. It's like her cardio. I think that was the biggest issue in that fight was her cardio. She didn't have enough gas in the later rounds to really do what she wanted to do. As far as getting the fight to the ground or landing those big shots that De La Rosa lands. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, in this fight, wherever this fight goes, I feel Montana De La Rosa will be comfortable. If Borella is trying to go in here and knock Montana De La Rosa, I think De La Rosa is a good enough striker to not get caught by Borella. You know what I'm saying? I feel like De La Rosa is going to be working to try to get this fight to the ground. I believe she'll be able to get Borella to the ground. KGB is unusually strong for that weight class. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for anybody to take Andrea KGB Lee down, and it's gonna be hard for anyone to take Macy Barber down. As we've seen Jillian Robertson, who's taking everybody down. Jillian Robertson struggled with the strength of Macy Barber to try to get Macy Barber down to the ground. And Montana De La Rosa struggled the same way. She struggled to get KGB to the ground, and wasn't able to hold, neither one of them were able to hold either one of those girls down. You know what I'm saying? So, fighters like those two, if they can't get the fight to the ground, then they're at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? But I feel Montana De La Rosa is a little more well-versed on the feet than Jillian Robertson. So if the fight stays on the feet, like we saw with Andrea KGB, Montana can hold her own on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Versus Jillian, on the other hand, Jillian Robertson's more of a specialist. So it's different when you talk about the two. Montana's a little more well-rounded than Jillian Robertson. And Montana has a right hand. That's Montana. If Montana can place that right hand the right way, Montana De La Rosa can knock you out. She damn near knocked out Rachel Ostovich with that. She caught Rachel Ostovich angling off, and Montana landed that big right hand. She almost knocked Rachel Ostovich the fuck out. And she was landing that big right hand on Andrea KGB Lee. So, I mean, man, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Now, I do feel like Montana De La Rosa will be able to get this fight to the ground. I feel like it won't be as hard as it was against Andrea KGB to get Borella to the ground. And you know, Montana, if you look at the Nadia Kassem fight, De La Rosa's top pressure is very heavy. Very heavy. I hope she takes that approach to this fight, where she comes in throwing those big shots, clinches you up, and takes you down and dominates you on the ground. That is a very good game plan for De La Rosa. And I hope it works for her. But she has another tough opponent in front of her in Mara Borella. How do you say her fucking name? Mara Romero Borella. She has a tough cookie in front of her. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Borella can strike. She's a decent grappler. You know what I'm saying? So this could be very interesting. Now, a win here for either one of these girls, they should get a top 10 opponent at least. At least a top 10 opponent. If not, a top 8 opponent. You know, Montana is in, you know, she's number 12, I think. Yeah, I mean, a win here should give either one of these ladies a top 7, 8 opponent. You know, let's throw somebody in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Let's throw we got Viviane Araújo in the mix. Let's throw one of these two in the mix. Whoever wins this fight, throw them in the mix. Like I was saying, if Jillian Robertson had went out there and beat, if she had beat Macy Barber, throw her in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Throw her in the mix. But I'm excited to see how this fight goes. You guys know I'm biased as hell when it comes to Montana De La Rosa. So I'm picking Montana De La Rosa by destruction. This will be your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit that dislike button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm out.